Hey, welcome to Planet Hex Review Time. I'm Andrew Horn. These are the mini episodes I put out in the week where I review something that I've revisited or found anew. In this case, it's Cinema of Vengeance. This is a 1994 documentary that was put together collecting some of the biggest martial arts action stars of all time into one piece of very entertaining documentary filmmaking. So I wasn't hugely into documentaries at the time, but when I saw this covered all the bases, you've got Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Chow Yun-fat, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sammo Hung, John Woo. There's even Cynthia Rothrock in here, and we all know I'm a big fan of Cynthia Rothrock. I had to check this out, and I've just revisited it today. And it was like revisiting an old friend. There's a lot of absolutely fascinating stuff in here, and not just the clips from the many action movies that the people you see here starred in and dedicated their lives to entertaining us all with ridiculous stunts and crazy action sequences. There's a lot of interview footage. There's some very interesting archive footage from people such as Bruce Lee. There's some there's quite a poignant interview with the gentleman that was known as Bruce Lee, who was who became known after the death of Bruce Lee as sort of a replacement, which was weird. Must have been a very weird feeling for him to be cast because he looked like Bruce Lee and be put out there as Bruce Lee. And understandably, he's not that thrilled with the name. But there's a lot of very fascinating stuff in here. But it has that side effect of film documentaries like this, and I would also say, I would also liken it to Electric Boogaloo, the story of Cannon films, in that as soon as you watch this, you want to go and revisit everything that you've seen on it. There is some great stuff in here. It goes through all of the evolution of action stars from the early days of martial arts cinema up to, it's like the 1994, wasn't it? Yeah, 1994. And it's really well handled. Yeah, the pitch quality isn't brilliant, especially it's an MIA DVD. God bless you, MIA. That was a budget label that specialised in martial arts and action movies and stuff. And I had so many things that they put out back in the VHS era and on DVD, especially on DVD. Did they do tapes? I think they did tapes. I think some of my Cynthia Rothrock ones were on MIA. But I know they've had lots of DVDs out over the years, and they've been, while not like the most luxurious packages you could imagine, they've been very, very serviceable. And this is a really nice one to revisit. It's about 100 minutes long and 90 minutes long, and so it doesn't take too long to watch. It doesn't go on forever. It really grabs the attention. It shows you the big hitters, the heavy hitters. It shows you action sequences. It shows you some outtakes. It shows you some training. It shows you like little bits of interview footage and things, and talks about the evolution of things from like the samurai movies up to things like Enter the Dragon, Fists of Fury, and then what came afterwards, up to the era of people like Jean-Claude Van Damme. And there's some nice behind-the-scenes footage of Hard Target being made, from my favourite Van Damme film. So there's a lot to love here. There's also a lot of there's a nice chunk of material on Jackie Chan and the way Jackie works, and you see a lot of stuff in behind the scenes working on action scenes with other cast members. There's some behind the scenes footage from City Hunter, including the Street Fighter sequence where he's E Honda and so on, and it's really entertaining. It's a really well put together piece of genre cinema. And if you can't decide which movie to watch, why not go for a documentary about movies instead? This is a really good way to get that fix without having to pick something in particular. So I would wholeheartedly recommend revisiting Cinema of Vengeance, and indeed a lot of things that bring together a lot of genre type movies into one place. They're a really exciting thing. They're a really enjoyable experience to watch, and this one certainly is. So yeah, definitely revisit Cinema of Vengeance. It is worth a watch. Granted, I think the aspect ratio is not ideal, so it may not look brilliant on massive TVs, but despite those things, there is a ton to love here, and it can act as kind of a shopping list of things that you may not have seen, or you may not be aware of, or things that you've not seen in many years. That's the danger of these things. They can lead to quite a long evening filling your wish list on Amazon, and then the subsequent emptying of it with a very weighty basket. But yeah, you know what I mean, you know what it's like. So yeah, Cinema of Vengeance, definitely revisit this. This was great fun. So that's my little talk about Cinema of Vengeance, the martial arts movie documentary. Please do like and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. I am Andrew Horn, and I do Planet Hex on the weekends. I do a full-length episode on the weekends and these little mini episodes in the week. And I'm more than happy to have you along. It's lovely to have you here. So come along, pull up a seat, and let's nerd out together. Thanks for watching this episode of Planet Hex Review Time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and validate my existence.